Hello everyone, this is Gayle, and today I'm going to do another quilt square. I've had some different requests from people, and I'm trying to fit them all in, or as many of them as I can. And one of them was for a black and white cane. So those are the colors I'm going to use today. I'm going to use black and white. And I'm going to do an Ohio star. Now, those of you that are quilters probably are going to cringe when I say Ohio star, because it's going to be a little bit different with clay, but I'm going to do my best. But first off, I want to show you the dies that I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using this square. It's like maybe a little, about 1/4 of an inch square, maybe slightly less, but that's not enough to measure. And then this is a 1/4 inch right triangle. That's kind of hard to see. Let me put it on a card. Maybe you can see it better on a card. There we go. Those are the two dies that I'm going to use. But I need to extrude both colors in both shapes. And I've got a cheat sheet over here of how many I need. But I've got some white left over from another tutorial that I decided to go ahead and use that if I need it. I think I need more white than I am black. Now this is normally either a light and dark. I've seen it done in blues. I've seen it done in pinks, like rosy pinks and light pinks. But my dark is going to be black and my light is going to be white. So let's just see how this is going to work. So let me go ahead and I'll extrude all this, and then I'll tell you the number of each shape that I need. So I'll be back as soon as I get all this extruded. Okay, I've got my clay extruded. I put the black to the side because it was, I needed room for my white. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut, let's see, it says I need 4 squares of light. So this is my light, so I need 4 squares. So I only needed 8 inches of this, because I'm going to cut them about 2 inches long. I think 2 inches is plenty long enough to work with, and I only need 4. So I ended up extruding plenty. So there's 3. And let me do one more at 2 inches. So there's my 4 squares of light, which is white. And I need 8 triangles of light. So let me just lay this out, and let me get rid of some of the part that doesn't look like it has good edges. And let me just lay this down, and I'm going to cut 2-inch segments from this white, from the triangle. So there's 1, 2, 3. I'm just trying to keep the triangles straight. Let me move these out of the way. So I need 8 of these. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This doesn't look like the right size. It's not. cut an extra 1/4 of an inch on that one. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need one more 2-inch piece. Alright, so there's my 4 pieces, my 4 triangles of the light color. And let me bring in my black. I only need 1 square. Excuse me. Only need 1 square of the black. So I also extruded way more than I needed there. But that's alright. I keep white, black, and translucent on my table all the time. So there's my 1 square of dark or black. And I also need 8 triangles of dark. So again, I'm going to lay this down. Let me straighten up my edge. Now this time my my cane is going to be actually using the same pattern as the fabric. You know, with some of them it's easier to do something different in clay than you normally would in fabric. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I need 4 more. Let me just lay it down on its flat side. Rather than pick it up, I'll just cut that little piece off. And I'll cut 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got 8 triangles and 1 block of the dark. Now the first thing we need to do is to put together a square that's going to be both the black and the white. So I'm going to take a white triangle and I'm going to take a dark triangle and I'm going to put the points together. Now this was a right angle, so if you put the two together you still end up with a right angle. And this is going to be half of our square of this part. Then I'm going to take a dark, see I've got the black and the white together and they form a triangle like this. So now I'm going to take the point always goes to the center. I'm going to put that, actually what I'll do is I'll just make another one. I'll put a black and a white together. It just seems to be easier to manage it that way. And then you don't want to put them together like this. You want to turn this one over and alternate the colors. There you go. So I need to make 4 of these. So let me show you again. Take a black and a white. Get the top point of your triangle. See, I've got them holding with the flat part against my finger. Put the 2 points together. Now this one isn't 2 inches. It's a little short. Let me do another one. Must have missed maybe that's where the other 1/4 inch came from on the other one. So let me just cut. It's always good to have extra clay. So again, I'm going to take the points and put them together. Work your way down, all the way down. Make sure that they match up. They don't have to be exact. See, this is a little bit off on this end, but that's okay. Just make sure they stick together. Make another one. Put those together. And then when you take these two triangles, you put the black against the white and the white against the black. And you have a square, which is what we're going for, is this square. Now I need to make two more, and I don't think you need to see it again, so I'll be back as soon as I do the other two. Okay, I've got all of my squares made here. Now this square should be the same size as these squares. So let's put them together. This really is pretty simple. I'm going to take a light, and I'm going to take one of these and put the dark side next to the light, and just match them up all the way down. Probably be better to match it up down here so that you make sure everything is flat. And then you put another light against that dark on that side. So this is going to be row number 1. Row number 2 is going to have this on the end with the dark on the top and the light on the side. So we're going to put a dark next to the light. I'm hoping this all makes sense to you. The dark next to the light. Match it up. And then we take another colored square and put the light next to the dark. And I'll just lay it down here and get those together. This is row number 2. So let me take this one, and we will match these up. And you can see the design coming together. Then we do another one just like the bottom one, the top one. We put a light, and then a mixed color one with the dark next to the light. Then put a light next to the dark. And then add that to the bottom here. Let's do it this way. I've got one end that's not even, so it looks better. Now look at that. There's your Ohio star. Just make sure everything matches up. Lay it down. Get all your squares, together. But there's your Ohio star. And again, I'm going to wrap this in white for one reason, to give it something to hold it together so that these squares don't fall apart. And all the other canes that I have are also covered in white. So I'm going to just roll this back out into a sheet, and then I'll be back. Okay, this is some white that's rolled out on the thickest setting of the pasta machine. And if my math is correct, I did it at 4 inches, and this should be an inch. Well, maybe not. I didn't measure this. No, it's only 3/4 of an inch. So I'll have more clay than I need. But that's okay. So I'm going to lay this even with the side. And I'm going to pick it up with my blade and turn it. And make sure that this, I'll square up the sides. I'm sorry, my phone is ringing in the other room and it's distracting me. Looks like this clay didn't condition very well. So when I come around here, I'm going to cut right straight down. I believe that's going to give me the sides that I want. Yeah. So this corner is pretty square because I just cut it. The other corners you might need to pinch to get them square. And to heal some, see how this cracked a little bit on the corner? Or maybe you can, there you go. I'm just healing those little cracks as I pinch this square. Because the clay is conditioned, because it's the clay I just used. It was just scraps left over from what I used in my extruder. But just make that corner square. Same thing here, make your corner square and heal any cracks that are there. You can take your roller if you want. My fingernails, I don't know about you, I can't work with nails. I admire the people that have pretty nails and work with clay, but my fingernails just dig into my project. And this time of year, my nails grow like crazy. And then this seam here, where the two comes together, see that little seam, I'm just going to take with my finger and just smooth it out, just to do away with the seam. I rub down and then I rub across. And then let me just take a slice off of one end so we'll have a clean view. And there is our Ohio star done in black and white. So I hope you like this. This is our fourth. I've got all mine over here. This was the first one, which was the tumbling blocks, I believe it was called. And then I did this one, which is a pinwheel. And this one I did too small, so I had to put it into 4 designs. Then I did this one, which I'm still not sure the name of. It's something like Wild Card or something like that. But that was number 3, and then this one will be number 4. So we're getting there. We only have maybe one more cane to make, and then we'll have enough to do the project I want to do. So I'm going to wrap this up and put it in some wrap, just like the others, and put it over here. And I hope you enjoyed this. I know I did. So come back again next Monday for another polymer clay tutorial. I'll have the next quilt tutorial in 2 weeks. And as always, I'm here on Fridays for my Friday Frolics. So please don't hesitate if you have any questions to leave them in the comments below. And happy claying. I'll be back soon. Bye-bye.